Hey guys, it's Jay Carter, and we're here to talk about the new upcoming NBA season, which I cannot wait for. But it's the middle of August, and there's nothing going on. Like, it's maybe the Drew League, but to be fair, it is quite exciting. But we're not here to talk about the Drew League. We're here to talk about the new NBA predictions, about the new NBA season. And we're going to talk about the predictions. What I think is going to happen in the NBA standings. Let's start with the West first, because why not? We got at the top of the conference the Warriors. I think this is a pretty much simple answer. I think they're the best team in the NBA. They're always great in the regular season. They got Curry, they got Clay, which is Clay's first healthy off season in 2 or 3 years. They got Dre, they got Poole, PTSD. I think that's what the nickname is. Giving PTSD to the Celtics, the Mavs. But apart from that, they still got a great core. They got a great coaching staff. They're gonna do great. They're always great in the regular season. Like I said, they're gonna just do great in the West. No matter what the competition is, the Warriors are always gonna do great. Then following the Warriors, I got the Denver Nuggets, which can come as a surprise to all you, but I think the Nuggets are going to do absolutely fantastic next season. You got Jokic still performing at MVP level. I mean, whenever you got Jokic, you're going to win at guaranteed 45 plus games, guaranteed. But along with that, they got Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. I believe they're going to have a bit of a slow start, but I think they're going to have a great impact on the team. They're going to win much more games. And I think they still got a great supporting cast along the big three. I think they're going to do greater than people expected. I think the Nuggets always do well in the regular season. And I think people are really underestimating how well the Nuggets can be next season. The third seed, which I think is going to be the Grizzlies. You got the high-flying Ja Morant, and then the excellent supporting cast, not even supporting cast, but just a great team, great coaching. You got Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bane. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I know they got great players. Got Brandon Clark. DeAndre Melton's gone to the freaking 76ers. Shoot. Oh, well, who else has got? Who else is the Grizzlies? Oh my god, my mind is blanking. Anyways, I know they got Dylan Brooks. I know they got great players. They always do well, and I think Steven Adams. Of course, now on another subject, it was all coming to me. But apart from that, I know they got a great team. They're gonna do well again. They got such a great young core who already got such great chemistry with so much experience. They're just gonna lead them to greater things, and I'm excited for the Grizzlies' future. I mean, if you're a Grizzlies fan, you're gonna love this team, and they're still gonna do great next season. Next up, I got the Clippers. I feel like they can be much higher up this list, but I feel like I have this thing inside of me that I feel like Kawhi and Paul George are gonna have some injury issues. And then they're going to be disrupted next season, but they still got such a great deep squad, and I think it's not going to affect them too much, but it's still going to affect them a little bit. But Kawhi's back. You got Paul George and Kawhi. I cannot wait to see them again. I feel like I don't have much of an idea what Kawhi and Paul George is like together. I rarely see them to play together, and I hope they can actually have a full season of just playing together, working together. They can build their chemistry, because honestly, if they were actually playing together the whole season, I feel like they could be the number 1 seed. But I don't think that's going to happen. They're going to have injury issues, but they're still going to have a great season. I mean, what about Kawhi and Paul George wasn't playing at times last season. They were still the 8th seed. They got a great team going on here, and I think the 4th seed is the right spot for them. I got the 5th seed. I got the Suns. I feel like it's a bit low for them, considering last year they won like 60 games, and I think personally, I think they're not going to be as good as last year. I mean, it's hard to follow 60 games, and I just don't think they're going to have good as a season as last year. I mean, Paul George is Paul George. Oh Jesus Christ! I meant Chris Paul, of course, but Chris Paul is still going to have a great season. He's going to age a little bit, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. Devin Booker's still going to do great. I mean, DeAndre Ayton, I feel like if he was going to form, if we're the Suns to get like a top 3 seed, DeAndre Ayton he needs to perform like 20 points per game, or it just a bit lower, just to have a bit more offense, like threat to the team. I mean, that's the only way they can win. But I think that's the right spot for them. And I feel like they're gonna have a bit of a down year, like the last 2 seasons. They were the first seed and then the second seed. I think they're gonna have a bit of a down year, and they're not gonna have as good as. Just not gonna have a good year. And the 6th seed, I got the Dallas Mavericks. I feel that's really low for them. I like last year they were up there. They were the 4th seed and they won 50 games. And I feel like just now the 6th seed, it feels really low for them. I mean, they could easily be a top 3 seed. They got Luka Doncic. He's just gonna get better every year. I mean, he's already too good for the league right now. I mean, they newly acquired Christian Wood, who I think is going to be a good addition for him, good shooter. I think he's going to be a good scoring option for them. They still got good supporting cast, and I think it's just West is so tough. I mean, there can only be 4 teams that can be in the top 4 seed. It's just Mavs are not good enough. But I mean, like any of these top 8 teams I got in my prediction, they could easily be top 4 seed. It's just, yeah, West is just so tough. Then we got the 8th seed. Who's going to make the last playoff spot? It's going to be the LA Lakers. Yes, you still got Russell Westbrook, you got LeBron, you got Anthony Davis. I think themselves, they're going to have a redemption season. They're going to have a better season than last year. I mean, anything can get better than last year. The last year for the Lakers it's just terrible. I think Russell Westbrook, I think he's going to prove some doubters wrong. I think he's going to have a better season than last season, because like I said, anything can be better than that season. I think Anthony Davis, I think he's going to be amazing. I think he's going to prove to everyone why he was a top 3 NBA player. I think he was. You can argue with the wall, but that's a fact. He was a top 3 NBA player. He was just, I think it was in the 2018 when he was playing for the Pelicans, and 2020 the Lakers, he was just so good, but his injuries just slowed him down, and then it just disrupted his progress. And then I had him, and I'm not gonna lie, I have a bit of a rivalry with Anthony Davis. I mean, I had him 2 years in my fantasy team, like from last season and the year before that. His injuries fucked me up. So I hopefully, if next time if I pick him, he better do well. But I think he will have less injuries. And LeBron, I mean, when you have a team with LeBron James, you're just gonna do well. You're gonna win at least 35 wins. And they have improved their squad depth a little bit. I think they acquired Troy Brown Jr., Thomas Bryant, and Lonnie Walker. So they got some half decent players to hopefully boost them a little bit. Like they have lost Malik Monk. At times he was really good for the Lakers, but sometimes he wasn't. So he was really efficient. But Lakers at my 8th seed just got in. Then who just lost out on the playoffs? I had to do it. The T-Wolves. I mean, I could look back from a few months from now, and the T-Wolves are doing really well. Three months in, and they're top 3 seed. I could see it happening. Like Anthony Edwards, he's going to improve. Like Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert. They got a great team. They just, like I said, the West is really tough, and I had to do it. What else could I do? I think personally, I can look like an idiot from now, but I think that the duo Rudy Gobert and Anthony Towns is not going to work out. Why? I don't think it's not going to work out at all. I think it's going to be a total disaster for them. That's my hot take. So that's the reason why I think they're just going to miss out the playoffs. Then I'm just going to tell you what I think is going to be the predictions for the 10th and 15th seed. I don't really want to spend too much time on this. I think let's just go through it. I think the 10th seed is going to be the Blazers. I feel like they could very easily get into the playoffs. I think, they got a great team. You got Dame, you got Anthony Simons, Jeremy Grant, Nurkic, Josh Hart. You got what's his name? Gary Payton III. They had a great offseason. I feel like they improved, but I think their defense is that at least their front court is they're not their front court. Their back court is going to suffer a lot defensively. Anthony Simons, Dame Lillard, I don't think that's going to work defensively. I have lots of guards in the West. They're gonna eat them up very quick, very hard, and I think that's gonna be the reason why they don't make the playoffs. I think that other teams are just gonna dominate them, personally. And then the 11th seed, you got the Jazz. As things stand, Donovan Mitchell is still a Utah's Jazz player. That could be very well a difference between them being the 11th seed and them being the 13th seed. But as things stand, they're the 11th seed. They still got a decent core. I don't really know if they got a great team. It's much worse than last year. They're gonna have it's from now on. Utah Jazz is gonna be in rebuild mode. They're gonna move on Donovan Mitchell. At least from the All-Star break, like the trade deadline. Then the 12th seed, you've got the Kings. Sorry, Kings fan. Another year where you don't make the playoffs. Sorry, but the Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis is just not going to be enough. Sorry, but that's not going to make you into the playoffs. Your team is just not good enough compared to other teams. Then you got the 13th seed, which I have got the Thunder. I think they're going to have a better season from last year. They got they got Shea. They got a great young core from all those draft picks and all those trades. I think that it's going to start to pay off. The young guys are going to develop. They're going to start winning games more. It's going to be a very slow progress, but I think they're going to have a better season. Then the 14th seed, I got the Rockets. It's just going to be a race. They're still in deep rebuild mode. And then the 15th seed got Spurs. They are ready to get Victor Wembanyama. They are in the sweepstakes. They're going to go full tank mode. I think that pretty much covers the West. That is the West. That is my predictions. I think it should be fairly accurate, but I'll look from now and I'll see this video and see if I make any good predictions, bad predictions. But I think I did a pretty accurate